Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Here we are with another one of our deliciously motivated mindset conversations. And oh my goodness, I'm excited for this conversation. This one feels it actually feels very timely. And I think
for me.
Well, I think for me too. We're going to talk about from overthinking to peace, how to trust yourself again. Ha.
Yeah.
This is going to be so calming and soothing and meeting you where you are and creating a sense of peace, creating your own peace bubble of peace. But before we get into that, let's start by placing one or both hands over your heart, or you could place one hand over your heart and one hand on your belly and take a nice deep breath in and breathe it out through your mouth. Allowing yourself to lean into some of this peace. You know, when we focus on our breath like this, we are creating some heart coherence, but we're actually coming out of our overthinking mind when we focus on deep, nourishing breath. So take another nice deep breath in and sigh it out of your mouth. And if you can, if it feels right for you, and you're sitting on a chair where you can just gently lean back so that you can feel support. You've got your hand supporting the front of your heart and you can feel the back of your chair or whatever you're resting against, anchoring, supporting the back of your heart space. Take another nice deep breath and really allow yourself to soften into the support that you're sitting on. Just feel yourself arrive fully, connecting your energy with my energy, connecting with Deb's energy, and connecting energies with everyone listening to this conversation with the intention that you're dropping out of your chattering mind and into the seat of your soul, the base of peace. Breathe in and breathe out. And now I'd like to invite you to set a wee intention. Set an intention that you are going to receive the nugget or the plethora of nuggets of wisdom that you're needing at this point on helping you get out of the propensity to overthink and how to trust yourself. So take one more nice deep breath. And then we encourage you to grab your favorite note-taking device because we want to strategize this to give you some tips and ideas. And one of the reasons that kind of inspire us to have these conversations is there is no one tip fits all. There is no, right?
Yes.
There is. I was answering somebody had posted on a post that I did on Facebook. I was talking about letting go. You know, I'm all about the letting go.
Yes.
And she was saying that she found it really hard, and she knew some techniques and ways of letting go, but wondered how other people did it. And so my response to that is there's a plethora of ways of letting things go, of not taking things personally, of coming into a sense of trust and ease and peace and flow. So it's about having a sense of curiosity. So there's where we're going to start. Curiosity. Can you be curious about how to maybe press pause on the thinking mind to just try out a strategy or a tip, and don't get hung up or think, oh, I'm doing it wrong if it doesn't work for you. It's like, oh, next, right?
I think that there was so much you gave in that, just so much you
I
gave
know.
in
Just
that.
let's go running at this one.
Well, that's usually me. You go, what do you think, Deborah? And I go, blah, 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 blah. There's so much in that, and like heart coherent, and just what works for you right now may not work again. And I really want to emphasize that, because I've I have a gazillion strategies to get through, and some of them haven't worked lately.
Yeah.
Some of them are just, okay, I just need to stop.
Mm.
I just need to go to bed. I
Yeah.
just need to, and I know Tony Robbins talks about changing your state. It is literally changing your state. What can I do to change my state? And
Yeah.
that is, okay, I need to remove myself from the situation. But other times you can't remove yourself.
Yeah.
So it's what's one size doesn't fit all. I just really want to emphasize what Moira said. But that curiosity, when we move from that, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening to me
Yeah.
all the time? Which is an overthinking brain that you're never, and I'm very firm on this, you're never going to get an answer that's going to land and make it right for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to escalate yourself on that the spiral of life more and more and more. But change your state, whatever that is. Okay, today walking in the garden isn't working for me.
Mm.
Okay, I'm just actually just going to sit. I'm just going to sit and feel, or I'm going to lie down, or I'm going to have a drink of water, and these are the things that you can do without money, without having to go and find someone to fix you or anything like that. It just feels right for you to do. I mean, well, clearly we also go reach out to Deb and Moira, because
Mm-hmm.
we have free, and I'm going to say the word free, available calls that you can jump in on and talk
Yeah.
to us, and we can give you some strategies. But the changing the state, one size doesn't fit all, and it's just, we have the just for today. Just for today, just for today, and just for today, I'm just
Yeah.
going to try that. Just for today, just for today, just for today, I'm going to set my intention. How do I want to see? How do I want to see, feel, be? What do I want to interact like? But also know by lunchtime you may be bandwidthed out.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's okay. So just for today, just for this afternoon, I'm now not going to see anybody. I'm going to lock myself in my office just to sit on my chair and shut my eyes for 15 minutes. Or
Mm-hmm.
it's those little things. And when we can, they are little goals, but they're not little. They're
No.
really significant. But if you want to rate them little or big or whatever, they're just movements in your day. And I think, even from overthinking to peace, what do you want? What do you want your life to look like?
Yeah.
But people go, I don't know, I don't know. And it's like, that's great. But do you want to wake up inspired? Do you want to wake up and not go, oh my God, I've got to get out of bed? Do you
Yeah.
want to wake up and just go, I'm thankful for my day? Or do you want to wake up feeling heavy, and like even just starting for those things? What do you want to set your intention? How do you want to see, feel, be?
Mm. I like that. Something you mentioned about the I think you were saying why. Like why
Oh,
is
the
this
why.
happening?
Yeah, yeah.
Why is
I'm
this
going to say to
happening?
you, can you do the
Does it
why? Can you go down the why? Because that's a
well, I
overthinking.
wanted to say that because if you think about, I'm a big believer in changing all why questions into what.
Yeah,
Because the thing of it is that when we ask ourselves why, like, why isn't this working for me? Why did Moira said this technique
yeah,
was going to work? Why isn't it working for me? I'm doing it wrong. See, that's the thing, is when we ask ourselves why, generally speaking, it's because, and this is
well, there's,
going to be the response, is because I screwed it up. I'm a loser. I don't deserve this.
can I also say the why is not a curiosity?
That's right.
Let me
It's
talk about,
not.
I just need to
It's an
emphasize that.
accusation, right? It is
Yeah,
definitely an accusation.
yeah,
Whereas if you, instead of saying, why isn't this technique working? How would it feel if you said, what is the next best technique? Or what would feel uh,
yeah,
constructive to me feeling peaceful? Because
yeah.
to your point, if I said to you, oh, just need to do this meditation, that's going to
Oh,
help you. And then you start listening to the meditation, it doesn't do anything. Okay,
yeah,
good. It's not why did it not work, it's because I maybe needed to go for a nap or go for a walk
yeah,
or go and cuddle my cat
yeah,
or
yeah,
just go and look at a tree,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And so that's
So,
that helps us cultivate that sense of curiosity, because what actually opens the door to the solution, which is actually already in existence, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess, yeah. Yeah, okay. My head is thinking a gazillion things. I was thinking there's an overthinking process and then there's a deciding process. And when I think about the overthinking, it's like, oh, I'm overthinking this, which I have to laugh because often when we overthink and then we get the job done, it's
It's like, oh my
nowhere near
gosh,
the
yeah,
nowhere near
look
the
at how
hours or the
look how
time.
easy it was.
Yeah, that story I've created is absolutely absurd. But I think if you can start jumping from overthinking um, into deciding,
Yeah.
taking action, and it's that, and it's go, okay, so what do I want it to look like, and what time frame am I going to put on that? Like, give yourself a deadline to decide, or what information do I really have, or just know that action will give you some clarity, and it will take you out of that brain space. And I think yeah. So give yourself that deadline. Know that deadlines can move, and a deadline's not a deadline really. It is a little thing, but it's
Mhm.
but it's all movable. But if you can go, okay, today I'm just gonna sit and feel this out, or today I'm actually gonna do this, and then after I've had my day, then I'm gonna make a decision about whether I want to do this or not. Because this is all about trusting yourself to make these decisions. But also, I'm going to say, add on to that one is everything's on the way,
That's right.
not in the way.
Not in the way. But do you
And
know
when
the
we,
other thing about the overthinking, what you're just talking about, that don't you think it's important to do a brain dump? Like
oh
write
yeah, of course.
everything
Oh yeah,
down,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are not in any particular order, by the
No,
way,
no, they're
people.
not. They never
Actually,
are.
yeah, the brain dumping, the 4Ds. Yeah,
Yep.
better
But the
write. I
four
bet.
Ds are beautiful, and maybe it should be five Ds because the decide is in there too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm going to
That's
decide
the start. Yeah.
decide to write everything down because, and to your point, what you were just saying is that sometimes we can get caught in this endless loop of, oh my God, I have to remember this, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and it's going to take out this amount of time and this amount of effort.
Mm.
But if we can just press pause or maybe do that brain dump to just let it all flood out of our head and then go and do it. One of my mentors, and she used to say, action action breeds clarity.
Yes, it does.
Action breeds
100%.
clarity. And it doesn't
Yeah,
have to be a big run the marathon. It could just be take the one step, the action, right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
action also could be the brain dump, write everything down.
It could be anything. I think yes, yes, and action does create clarity because you're like, oh, this is like we giggle. How many times have you gone to do a task and then suddenly it's at the end of and then you're like, oh my God, is this what this looks like? Oh, it didn't
Yep,
even
yep,
take half
yep.
of this crazy whatever this is.
Yep.
But when we think um when we're going into that brain dumping and we're looking at our clarity and we want to take our action, I want you to remember yourself, and that's that. What information do I already have on this? Like, so I don't have to recreate a new idea. Have I done this before? Have I done this to a level before? Because we have a memory bank that we store, positive or negative. Sometimes we spend more time focusing on the negative. It's a given.
Yep.
But what information have I already done? I want you to well, actually, there's two things. I want you to build the evidence. Let's go this one. I want you to build the evidence that you can actually trust yourself. Go back into your
Mm.
memory bank. Go back and look of where you've made a decision that's worked out well. You've looked and you've celebrated the moments that have worked, or you've even looked at the ones that you didn't think worked out well, and you've worked out that there's blessings in that situation.
Mhm.
Surprise! Hashtag state the obvious. But when it comes to those things, when you can actually build that evidence, that's when you can go, oh, I have done this before.
Right.
I have, and I
I
often
have
don't,
come through something that was discombobulating and
yeah.
I'm here.
Well, I often when I say the story, I tell people about when was your first time that your boyfriend or girlfriend, your first lover, or even at 14 broke your heart. I was 14 and my boyfriend said, I want to date your friend. I'm going to date my friend. And you're like, oh my God. And did you cry? Did you think that was the end of the world and no one's going to love you ever again? Yes, no one was going to love me. I was 14 and this is my true love. And then it's like, okay, and how many partners have you had since then? Okay, quite a few, but you hear that story and you think, so back that 14-year-old was just so vulnerable, didn't know this,
Mm.
thought the way the world, this is the way that you should be with somebody and they shouldn't ever date your friend or whatever it was. Just for the record, none of my friends ever dated my other friend. Just need to tell you that's not my story. But it is. But when you have that evidence that you've actually been through it before and you got through to the other side, and it is a 14-year-old with no bandwidth of knowing Moira or Deb or anything, but you've got through the other side. That's pretty cool. And you
Hmm.
want to get that evidence, go, yeah, I can get through this. I've been through this before. Or I haven't been through this, but I've been through things that are far worse.
Right.
You know, um,
So
building the evidence to
I
trust
think
yourself.
I think that something is so important here that came to my mind as you were saying that. Sometimes people think that in order to trust themselves, that they need to see the outcome. They need to be
Oh,
able to predict the future
oh,
and say, I can only trust myself if I can see that it is truly a done deal down the road, up
oh,
ahead.
that's yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
But it's not, right? Trust, and I like what you just said about the find the evidence. I've come through chaos and discombobulation and stuff that I thought might break me, but didn't. I'm here.
Mm,
And so if I'm faced with a challenge, it may feel wobbly. In fact, we were talking before we hit record, we were both sharing stories of feeling
wobbles.
wobbles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like you feel the wobble, but it doesn't mean I'm not on the right path or I'm not doing the right things. It's just I'm owning a wobble and I trust myself enough to say, maybe I change my schedule a little bit. Maybe I look at my agenda and say, okay, I'm going to shift this over here so that I've got a little bit extra time or
Mm,
extra sleep time or extra walking time or go and stand by the ocean time, right?
mm,
Because I trust, and this is what I'm encouraging our listeners to get into this, you do not have to see the outcome in order to say, I'm going to start walking, right? So that's that
yeah.
idea of action creates clarity because oftentimes we start with the first few steps and we kind of go, oh gosh, this is so
Yeah.
much more doable than I had myself thinking because I've got caught in this overthinking,
Yeah.
right?
It, yeah, we do. We do. But the overthinking is not a nice place to be.
I know.
Like it's not a nice place to be because it's one that just goes round and round and round in a circle. And it can affect your relationships around you.
Yeah.
When you're overthinking. People don't understand where you're overthinking. And even if you say, I just want to, there's something that I don't know if you've ever saw. I watched the oh, I can't even think of his name now. Robbie Williams. There was a three-part series on Netflix a while ago. I watched it, and
Mhm.
it was so insightful of a mental health issue.
Okay.
Of he had millions and millions and millions of people who came to his event, and he was out the back. And they'd paid whatever. They were there. Everybody was there raving about Robbie, and he was out the back going, "I'm not good enough."
Oh
There's
dear.
other people out. There's other people out there who are better singers than me. There's other people out there better performers than me. I don't want to do this. And he had millions and millions of people, all his managers, everyone telling him he's phenomenal,
Mm.
but he didn't believe in himself.
Right.
And he stood there and he said, I felt like a fraud. It's really, that was the only part that really landed for me out of the three part. It was I really thoroughly enjoyed it, but it really tapped into this is not about me, excuse me, or Moira telling you that you're going to be okay. This has to be coming from you. Like we
Yeah.
know you're going to be okay. Like
Hmm.
we know because we've ridden waves with people,
Yeah.
but you have to believe this yourself. So when it's how to trust yourself again, people can say, Deborah, you're an amazing coach. You don't ever walk away, da da da. And if I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how
Yeah.
much you tell people they're amazing.
Yeah, I
So
know.
because
So
we
important.
it is. It's back to you. So I think, when I just want to share that when you're finding that evidence of yourself and you're trusting yourself, all this, love the other people around you, um, love what they're saying, and know your support network's there. And, whether they're saying it for whatever reason or not, but it's you. You have to do what's best for you. What's, I don't really know. Yeah, you have to do what's best for you. If
Absolutely.
you
And
know,
do you know that the thing that came to mind when you were describing that is the key piece here is embodiment. Because,
ah,
right,
yes.
we need to be the embodiment of the piece or the embodiment of the curiosity even or
Mm,
the trust, the embodiment of what it is. Because and we only get there
yes.
by sometimes all you can do is say, keep repeating, I've got this. I've got this.
Yeah,
I've got
I've
this.
got this.
I
Yeah.
don't know exactly how I've got this, but I've got this.
Yeah, so
And
you don't
that
need
can
a you
help you
don't need
come
a
into the embodiment, right?
well, there was probably a couple of years ago I was in a wobble. I could not see the end result.
Mm,
And I knew in my heart what I had. I knew in my heart what felt right. I couldn't see a strategy, and I'm a strategy picker, problem
yeah,
solver, quicker than most people. Moira and
right.
I like quicker than most, and I could not piece it together, which definitely scared my partner. She was a bit like, what, huh? Huh? No, 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 no. You're the one who's got to do it.
You,
And I was
yep.
like, it will come when it's ready, but right now I know what I feel, and I just want to sit in this feeling of whatever the end result is, whatever it is. But it was quite interesting being okay, I'm just going to sit. I'm just going
Yeah.
to sit. But there was no solution. And I just had to go, I trust that the solution comes. And the moment, it's even funnier. The moment, of course, the moment you trust and you just go, okay, I'm not going to be so desperate to find an answer or whatever. Of course, the
Ta-da!
universe goes,
It
ta-da! Yeah,
lands.
exactly.
Yep, it lands.
Ta-da! And I think that's part of the trust as well, is the trust that it does come when the pressure's off, when you take your foot off the pedal and go, okay, I'll surrender or whatever word you want to go. I'll just whatever. And then
Yeah.
suddenly it appears with so much more clarity and you're like, how did I not see that before? Oh, it goes back to the eye in the storm.
Yes, it does. Yep, you can feel the stability at the eye of the storm.
Mm,
But the other thing that happens too is that you and I have talked about human design. I do human design and success codex readings for
yeah.
people. And one of the key pieces in all of that body of wisdom is we are all uniquely wired. We all have our
Mm,
ways of making decisions and our ways of creating things and doing things. But you know what? Not one of us is wired to make our decisions from our head.
mm,
Overthinking says, no, I got to figure this out. I've got to be rational. I've got to be logical. I have to make the goals. I have to push forward. I have to strategize. Well,
mm,
no, maybe you just need to take a moment and feel your way through it.
yeah.
Because for what you were just saying is that if we get too caught up in the endless loop of woulda, coulda, shoulda, and blah, blah, blah in our heads, we are not going to see the strategy.
No, no, because you ain't in the eye of the storm. You're amongst the
Nope.
storm.
Yeah, you're
You
on
are
the
the storm. You're actually the
yeah,
storm
you are
yourself.
the storm.
Yeah.
You're whipping around on the outer edges of that.
Yeah, you are. Yep, you are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and you, it is. But I wrote down comparison.
that's an
And
important one.
comparison when you are in this situation, comparison to yourself, when you compare yourself to others, when you compare yourself to the old you, any of those things, just be aware of that comparison and smile as you discover it.
Hmm.
Smile it and go, oh, okay, I can see this is one of those things again. Oh, I know this one. Oh, here we go again. But put some humor in,
Yeah, I was
put
going to say,
some
do it with a big smile.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not oh no, here we go again, disgruntledness. But by putting in that, there's just a little pep in your step from that. But comparison can take you down, and we actually just I did an event recently, and we talked about comparison, how we watched something and we all had a different scenario of what we saw. It was
Hmm.
so, oh, I saw them do this and this and this, and it's like, no, what? I didn't get that. No way. And just from four of us to have a completely, we watched something and four of us had a completely different perspective because of our past stories and like you know, because of your human design, because of
Yep.
your blueprint of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Moira will think differently to Annabelle. Annabelle will think differently to Bob.
Yep.
And that's the beautiful part about how we're all unique in our own being.
Mm.
But watch that comparison, and when it starts coming in, jump all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be as quick as you can, because the longer you sit in that comparison, the Facebook reels over the social media bloopers, you know.
But I came across a quote, I have no idea where it was, but it basically was saying we all think differently, but we could all love the same. It's a choice.
Oh, yeah,
Don't you like that? I like that. And so that to me helps me kind of say, oh, well, Deb thinks differently to how I do, and this person, my neighbor, thinks differently, but we all love the same and we can all love one another.
yeah. I'm having to write that down because I that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. We all do think differently, and we want to think differently. My God, imagine if we all had,
Oh gosh,
imagine if everyone was like a Moira or a Deborah or a
be
Trump or a
so awful, so boring.
or wherever your prime minister of your world, or your we say prime minister and you say president over your way, but like
No, we
any
say
of those.
prime minister in Canada too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just the
okay.
US that does well, not
Oh,
just
just
the US, lots of other
oh,
places too.
well, see, they think differently. But all of those little things. Imagine if we're all the same. Imagine if
Hmm.
you're the same as your partner. People are just like, no,
No.
no, no. Or you want to be, but we all think differently, but we can all love the same. That's
Mhm.
it. Yeah. Mm. Okay, well that
But
got
in doing that though, that actually allows, because sometimes people can get caught up in an agenda of I think this way, so you have to think this way too.
mm.
And
Yeah,
that's a disruption in the peace, right?
yeah.
If I'm in an environment where I am being judged because I think differently, then that's not going to be very comfortable for them or me, because
No.
I'm gonna have to censor what I say, or nod and smile and leave the room.
Yeah, well, I think that's the other thing is we have these, like when we talk about our stories, we go, oh, I've had this happen, so this is why this is going to happen. Like if I ring the doctor, he's going to prescribe this, and I don't want this because 10 years ago I had this problem with a doctor. Da da da. You know, it's, and I think
Assumptions,
that's
assumptions
yeah,
right there.
yeah, exactly. Well, and I think we have to separate the facts from the stories we tell ourselves
Yeah.
and go, is this a story or is this actually a fact? Actually, you just say assumptions. I'm just getting at my four
Getting the
agreements because
four
I'm like,
agreements.
they're coming up in a minute. They're coming up in a minute, just so you know. But if we can separate those facts, like, is this true?
Mhm.
And you know, pausing before we react to actually expressing ourselves. But I think when we can separate that, because I've got some crazy ass stories. You know, when people say stories, you know, you're just like, oh, don't share your story. Just let them have their story. This is not your, you know, because people want to share stories. It's like when you're pregnant, they go, oh, let me tell you
Yeah,
about my birth. And you're like, hang on, I'm still just 3 weeks pregnant. Don't tell me about your birth. Like but people want to share. Oh, no, I'm helping them. Are you?
not
Are you?
really. No, you and I've talked about this before, because you share about it from being a pregnant mom. But for me, I remember when I had a broken arm. Everybody wanted
Yes.
to tell me their broken limb story. I'm like, I'm just dealing
Right.
with healing my own broken limb at the moment. Thank
I
you.
know, yeah. And they tell you the worst stories.
Yeah, I
They tell
know.
you, oh, you wouldn't know what happened to me. It's like, well, this is not a competition, people.
Yes,
This is not a
yes.
competition. I just
It's
need to say that.
not a competition.
Yeah, yeah. The
But
four
that's
agreements, is
yes.
it?
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
Four agreements, and I have to get the four agreements in front of me because I know them, but I'm not confident in saying them exactly. So I'm going to say them this time because they're in front of me. But Moira knows them in order. Be impeccable with your word. It's just be impeccable with your word. And if you fall off the wagon, that's okay because the next thing that comes out your mouth is going to be impeccable again. Like,
Yeah,
just be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally.
not about you. In fact, sometimes that's what you have to do. You know, if you are in a judgy environment and somebody's saying, you did this and you didn't do that. Yeah, it's not about you. It's not about you. And so I've been in environments where I just have to keep repeating that in my head. This is not about me.
I
It's not about me.
and,
Not about me.
and you
Not about
don't,
me.
but the key is not to let it out of your
Yeah, you
head.
don't say it out. You don't.
Just don't let the cobra come up and bite. I'm just going to tell you now. If you can contain that and just go, it's not about me. It's not about me. Oh, they've had a bad day. This is their PEMS is out of order,
Yep.
there's another tip. Hang on, PEMS. I'm going to write that one down. Don't make assumptions.
Which is what we were talking about separating the story from the facts, right?
Yeah, yeah. Don't make assumptions and always do your best.
Yeah.
And throughout the day, if you can just go, yeah, I did the best with the situation I had right there. I would bring my daughter up differently to how I would be now if I was this age bringing her up. Well, actually, I'd be a miracle. I'd probably be on TV just saying that one. Maybe I'll be one of those. But always do your best with what you have at the time. And that's what and if you lose your shite at somebody, sometimes that's the best you could do.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
okay. And other times you're quiet, but like you just have to let yourself know that this is the best I could do with what I had right here in front of me.
And
Yeah.
it's so important to rest into that because
Mm,
we can get too judgy and too critical of ourselves. It's like, yeah, I screwed
yeah.
up, or I had the tantrum, or I yelled, or maybe you just did the best you could right there. Because sometimes, and like you're saying about the parenting, if we compare how we would have done something, say 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago,
Oh, but you
wherever,
can't
you
because the
can't do that. It's
parenting.
actually a form of self-betrayal when we do that. And
Mm,
that actually starts to create a wobble in trusting ourselves, right?
yeah. Yeah.
We don't, you can feel, and if it feels like a wobble, then cancel, or shake it off, or
I
just
said
say,
cancel. I said cancel to a client yesterday. She said something to me and I went, cancel. She goes, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'll implement that again. It was so funny. It was like, and cancel is just a simple one to put some humor into your day to remove whatever you've said because you're not impeccable with your word.
yeah,
Just say.
if you're beating yourself up because you should have done something differently, it's like,
Shoulda,
no,
woulda, coulda. I
yeah,
should have said that to them. I should have done this. And yes, there's a million things. Like yesterday when I went through customs and I got stopped, there was a
oops,
gazillion things. Yeah, whoops. Um,
oops,
there was a gazillion things I shouldn't have said.
oopsie.
We'll see how I
Oh,
travel through
dude.
next time. Yeah,
Just doing your best.
as I said to them, I said, this is not at you. It's just came out my mouth. As soon as it came out, I went, oops. I said, it's just a sentence. It was like when the policeman tried to arrest me for swearing at a policeman. I said, no. I didn't swear at a policeman. I swore in a sentence. You just happened to be standing there. That was that's another story. That's when
There's
you
another story.
jaywalk. That's when you jaywalk and Deborah had the cobra and the cobra was up ready to attack for anything. But yeah, always do your best with what you have at that time.
Yep, and
'Cause-
and just and keep holding on to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
But
create
I
a new
think
story.
yeah, and there's two little things I just want to add into this also is humor.
Mhm.
Is have some humor.
So important.
Have some humor and have some gratitude.
Yeah.
Because laugh at yourself for going like as soon as that came out of my mouth yesterday, I just went, oh, I didn't even say sorry. I just went, I just laughed. And the lady laughed, the man didn't laugh. And neither did the two men behind. Um, Whoops. But I had to put some humor in because it just felt right. So laugh at it. Laugh at yourself. Don't laugh at others unless they're laughing. Just need to let you know there's a different level of laughing. But be grateful. Be grateful.
Mhm.
I mean, my experience yesterday going through customs, I am grateful. I am grateful that they're protecting the country. I am grateful
Yeah.
for those things. And I don't know what's gone on, and they may have had a hell of a time before me. I don't know, but it's not my business. Who I have in front of me is who I'm dealing with.
Mhm.
But if you can be grateful for those instances, for whatever that is, grateful for your overthinking, grateful for the chaos that's brought it to this point, grateful for the experience, grateful. If you can look at those things, it
Mhm.
just shifts into your world.
Well, grateful for what it showed you about you, because you
Yeah.
mentioned about the PEMS.
Oh,
What
yeah.
Deb
Yeah.
was referring to is the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So we think of them as the four pillars of your own well-being.
Mm,
And so sometimes when you get a bit discombobulated or words come out of your mouth that you go, whoops, whoops, that can actually sometimes be alerting you of, oh, there's a wobble in one of my pillars. Maybe I'm
yeah.
tired. Maybe I'm feeling emotionally upset, or I'm trying to remember something, or I've got something ruminating, or I
Mm,
haven't done any meditations or anything like that. So it's about it's bringing it in a sense of curiosity, but a sense of
yeah.
lightness of I'm
Yeah.
doing the best, and just kind of like what we're saying, whoops, I said
Yeah.
the words again.
No. Whoops. I think just when you were just saying that with the PEMS, what I love about the PEMS is the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual is listen to your body.
Yeah.
Listen to your body. Your body tells you. Yesterday, I was exhausted. I
Hmm.
know I was exhausted and I was running on adrenaline, like my bandwidth was down and I was running on an empty tank. And
Yeah.
by the time I got to customs, it was pretty empty and it came out. And then last night, and then I drove and, got home and the rest of it. And then mum asked me a question and I just burst into tears and,
Yeah.
via text. And I was just like, I can't even think. I
Yeah.
just can't even think. And I know I was overwhelmed, overthinking. There was so much in there. And I just said, I have to go to bed.
Mm.
I can't
Yep.
right now, my bandwidth. And I think that's that. Listen to your body. When your body's starting to show you those signs,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
listen because
Well, that's a
you're
perfect example of what I was just saying, is that
absolutely.
interaction is like, oh, whoops, check in.
Yeah.
There's a disturbance in the force. There's a wobble in my four pillars.
Yeah, and
And,
all you
and
got to
what
do
do
is
I
just
need
go,
to
oh,
do
well,
right now?
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder.
Now I
Oh,
can go
oh,
for a sleep.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love your PEMS. Well, when we first did our podcast, we used to do our
That's right. We
PEMS
used to do
breakdowns
that every
downstairs.
time. Yeah.
I loved your PEMS, and it just opens your eyes to, oh, there's a lot more out there.
Hmm.
Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. Now I need to pivot my day. I think that's the thing. I
Yes.
just there's so much in this. I've just realized the time, Moira, but there's surprise. There's so much in this, even just being able to pivot your day, know that your day is set in concrete, but it's not set in concrete.
Yeah.
There's so much we can give you
That
for
you're the
this.
boss of you still.
Yeah,
You are.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's an important one of how to trust yourself again. Because if you were caught in a cycle of overthinking, let's face it, we all do it. We all get there. I do,
yeah,
you do.
yeah,
But it's to like and pivot is such an important one, that it's like, oh, I thought I was going to do like 6 items off my agenda today, but when I feel into it and I'm weepy, or I'm feeling depleted or overtired, my ass, you only get 2 things done today. And
yeah.
that is
Honoring
okay, because
yourself.
that's me doing my best. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't make a decision. I just went, I can't think.
Yeah.
And and by the way, mum made the decision for me. Just letting everybody know. Mum went, I'll make the decision. I'm like, okay. And that's it. When other people make decisions and you're like that, be okay with their decision. Because if you can't make it and they need it for their thing, then that's great. Then just go, okay, that's great.
Yep.
And mum made the perfect decision that I would have done anyway. Just
Well,
because,
that's a beautiful way of you had the capacity to outsource, and she has your
yeah,
back, and so it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up.
As
So
we're gonna work on
we're
that.
gonna yeah, we're gonna give you the tips and the strategies we've shared with you about for overthinking to peace and how to trust yourself again. This I believe we could do a 3-hour podcast. Literally, I reckon we could
Probably
just do it
could. We
because
probably
there's and we could share stories that you could relate to.
could.
Remember when this happened and this happened? So grab your note-taking device, unless you're driving, because there is a recording, and we're going to go through what we've talked about briefer, just so it lands a little bit again. And when we're thinking this, I want you to think of just 1, 2, or 3 of these tips right today that you're going to implement today.
Yeah.
Or tonight, or start tomorrow. So just for today. So just because we've got a lot of tips.
Yeah, we
here.
did.
But just for today, just choose 1 or 2. Keep it small and just don't overthink. Oh, what one do I start with? Start with the first one.
Yeah.
Mate, start with the first one. Just start with pick a number and where you go. So the first one is actually heart coherent. Well, actually it wasn't. It was, but it wasn't. But the heart coherent, just pulling yourself back to that hand on heart,
Yep.
breathing, back to what's important to you, back to that beautiful start when Moira had. Now, if you want to just re-record, replay the start, if that's what you need, then do that.
Mhm.
Just go back. That heart coherent is vital from your overthinking to your peace.
And the shortcut to that one, though, is just hand on your heart and take a deep breath. That's it.
Yeah.
It's because, and you had brought that in when we were talking about it, is that changes your state right there. If you're
right there.
overthinking and you put your hand on your heart, your attention goes to where your energy goes. So you put your energy at your heart and there's
Yeah.
peace. Hello. Right?
Yeah. Hello. We've got you here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps I could have remembered that yesterday when I was talking to customs. Oops. Oh well. Oops, Daisy. That probably would have gone a little bit differently. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I've got them all to do their own. Everyone in now, hand on heart and breathe as we go through this. I don't think that would have worked, but anyway.
Probably not, just for today.
Yeah, just for today. Yeah, yeah.
And then we talked about curiosity.
Yeah.
Cultivating a sense of curiosity. And this is when we were talking about there is no one size fits all, and that's actually what inspires Deb and I to have these conversations. Is you may hear a nugget that goes, oh, that's exactly the strategy I want to use, or that's a strategy I can use the next time this type of thing happens. So it's about really allowing yourself to soften into a sense of curiosity. And the ones that don't sparkle for you or don't light you up, that's fine. They're not for you. It's all good. You can come and listen to the recording again.
Yeah, I love curiosity. Curiosity just puts for me, it wraps it in a bunch of flowers.
It's an lightness. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's a love blanket. It's just like, oh, curiosity. I get to do this, but I still get to be comfortable but uncomfortable. But like it just, oh,
What
and you can stop at any time. Yeah, yeah, having that pep in your step. Yeah.
Yep.
Now mine are not in any particular order, by the way, but so I've got set intention. Set your intention for your day. What do you want your life to look like? Now you may go, I don't know. Look at what you don't want. But do you want to wake up with feeling heavy, or do you want to wake up feeling light, or do you want to wake up and go, wow, I'm so thankful for my day? Like, set your intention of what you want your day to look like. And the more the clearer you are in your intention, the more it's going to happen to you. It's going to fall back on you, and you're going to have that niceness. Yeah.
It's a nice reminder that you are the boss. You are
Yeah.
the boss of you.
You are the boss of you. Yeah.
The next one I have is where we were talking about changing why into what. So if you're saying, why does this technique not work? Moira said this was going to work. Why isn't it working for me here? Why does this always happen to me? If you have a propensity to go there, understand that when we ask ourselves why, our reaction is we screwed up. We did something wrong. Dropped the ball, did something that wasn't okay. Whereas if you say what is solution focused, because the solution is already in existence, you just maybe don't have your attention on it. So instead of why does this technique not work for me, what will make me feel that sense of peace or help me step back into feeling good or in my own little bubble of warmth and compassion. So just for today, turn why into what.
Yeah, I love that. And if you're curious to know a little bit more about the why into what, Moira's done a YouTube.
Yes, I have a YouTube.
Because I requested it.
Yep, Deb asked for it. So anybody wants that
Just
that
saying
link,
it.
just let us know. We'd be
Yeah, let
happy
us
to let you
know.
have access to that.
And it's great. It's oh, okay. If you just want to expand that one.
Yeah.
The next one is brain dumping. And we talked about the 4Ds and we've added another one in actually.
So it's 5Ds now.
Yes, we're in our 5D world. And that is brain dumping is get it all out of your head, every single thing that's going on. And it may feel chaotic. You're like, oh my God, I've got so much in my head. How am I going to get it all? How all of those things again. We're going into the overthinking again. But with that brain dumping, we're going to brain dump it and we're going to delegate it to somebody who's more inspired about it. We go
You've got thumbs up.
We're going to defer it. We're going to put it on a list that we're going to do later on. Yep. We're going to dump it. Now, these are not in any particular order, people. I'm just trying to think what my 4Ds or 5Ds are. We're going to dump it, do it, delegate, dump it, meaning wipe it off. We've added another one, decide. What is the fourth one? What is the fourth or fifth? Do it, delegate it,
Do,
dump
delegate,
it.
dump, defer,
Defer
decide.
it. Yeah. Put a date on it, and then decide.
Yeah. Decide. So here with the decide part, you may find, and I used to say this to some of my clients, that I might find that I've done this list, and that I can decide this or these items do not fit any of those first 4Ds. But I can decide that I'm going to circle back to it at another time.
Yeah.
Right. And so that to me would be the efficacy of doing the decision. Right.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
When you set your time frames, people, be realistic. Just I really want to emphasize be realistic, because we want to make sure that it is realistic, that you don't go, I'll have it done today, but you know that you've only got 10 minutes to get it done. Like, hello, don't get yourself
you
out
can't
of there.
squeeze an hour's work into 10 minutes.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. This one was Deb said about building evidence. So building evidence that you can trust yourself. And so that's when she said about what do I already have? What's the experience? What is the learning that I already have that says I got through that? Last time I did, gosh, I thought this was an insurmountable issue, and look what I did. I'm here. I did it.
That's when I talked about the 14-year-old you when your heart's been broken.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Find evidence. Oh, I have survived this before. I have survived a breakup. Even if I was 14 and now I'm 70,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But having that evidence just makes you go, oh, okay, rightio. Yeah.
But that actually is where we started talking about assumptions too, right? Because if you have the evidence, it's like, oh, no, I know that I don't need to listen to that story anymore, right?
Yeah, we've got that. That's exactly it. And yes. And so the other one I talked about was I talked a little bit about Robbie Williams and watching what other people say to you. So you have to believe, and that's going to be a tag team onto that. To trust yourself is you have to believe. And the Robbie Williams I talked about was that gazillion people said he was an amazing artist, but he didn't believe it.
Yeah.
His bank balance showed it, his social influence showed it, all of that thing, but his own internal. So that evidence is, people can tell you that stuff, but it has to come from you.
Yeah.
Again, it just has to come from you. When other people tell you you're amazing and you can do this and da-da-da, that's great to have those cheerleaders, but also it has to come from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's that whole thing about the imposter, right? Somebody says, oh, you're great at this, and you're like, yeah, you don't know the truth of me.
Yeah, you don't know the truth. Yeah, you don't know the truth. Yeah.
But that's when I talked about embodiment, because that's the
Mm.
secret of it, is that you need
Body
to
of what it is.
embody what that talent is or that gift. And so sometimes that means paying attention to the feedback that you're getting, but then embody it, make it your truth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's a piece of self-worth there too, isn't there? Which then helps accelerate or uplift that trusting yourself again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Comparison.
Mhm.
Comparison. And this is where I love that Moya wrote down. Well, I wrote down, we all think differently, but we can all love the same.
Yeah.
I think that's all I need to say. Comparison. Just watch your comparison. We
Yeah.
all think differently, but we can all love the same.
Yep. I like
Yeah.
that one. Like I
Yeah.
said, that was a quote, and I don't know where it came from, but it just
Yeah,
felt
I
like
think
it was. It.
that's beautiful.
One more that we talked about before that one, though, is I said that trust doesn't mean you have to see the outcome. And
Oh,
I think
yes.
that that's such an important one, is just because you may have this long journey to hit, trusting yourself just says, I can only make this one tiny baby step. And remember, I was saying that, like, action creates clarity. Like, oh, I do have these steps. Oh, I can do these things. But you don't have to see the done deal or the outcome in order to
Yeah.
say, I can do these things. I can,
Yeah.
I can achieve this. I can get to the best case scenario, right?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Eye of the storm. All I've written down, eye of the storm gives stability. That's all I wrote down. So when you're standing in the eye of the storm, it gives you stability. When you're amongst the storm,
It's
you know,
chaos,
it's
discombobulation.
yeah, you lose your hair. You
Yeah.
lose your yeah, that's it.
Lose a bit more
Yeah,
than your hair.
yeah,
But
that's the one.
but
Yeah.
but you're and because I had written down there clarity too. If you're standing in the eye of the storm, you can actually see. It becomes clear, right?
You can. I have the storm. There sounds like there's a storm happening outside my office
Oh,
right now. I've got two dogs having
wanting your attention.
yeah, that's the one. The one I have next is actually separating facts from the stories you're telling yourself.
Yeah, that's it. That
Again,
weaves in a bit with the assumptions too,
yeah.
which
It weaves in everything we've talked about, really.
really
Yeah.
does. It really does.
When we can separate that, yeah.
Which then segues nicely into bringing in the four agreements. We said the four agreements,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I like to say just for today. So just for today, I'm going to be impeccable with my word. Just for
Yeah.
today, I'm not making any assumptions. Just for today, I'm not taking anything personally. And just for today, I'm doing my best. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
And that's it. That's it. And when you fall off the wagon, because you may or may not, then just pick yourself back up and start again.
Just
Like
for the next day.
just
Yes.
just for today, just for the next hour, just for the next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Just
Uh,
for this spell.
we talked about our PEMS,
Mm-hmm.
our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And it just allows you to open your eyes to go, oh, well, that makes sense. Because yesterday, it wasn't 100%, but I'd had 4 hours sleep for the last 2 nights.
Right.
And it made so much sense that I reacted differently to the people at customs.
She was having a wobble, for sure.
I was definitely having a wobble, definitely, definitely. But your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, if you haven't slept, you're going to react differently. If you've eaten too much or haven't eaten enough, or if you've got a hangover. I mean, I don't drink now, so I don't have to wake up with a hangover. Man, imagine if I had a hangover and lack of sleep. My God, those
Yeah,
people
my
yeah.
gosh.
We just need to do. But your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, you can hear a story and it can trigger you, it can throw you out. Just know that when you don't have the four pillars holding you up, there is a wobble, and another area has to lift itself to keep you
Yes.
centered and poised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the whole, you said that too when we were talking about that, it helps you listen to your body, right?
Yes, yes. Listen to your body over your head. Yeah.
And the last one I have here is Deb suggested that it would be very healthy if we had some humor and some gratitude. I think
Yes.
more than some, a lot of humor and a lot of gratitude. That's going to help you get out of the overthinking into peace and trust yourself.
Again, goes back to changing your state, which we talked about at the start, didn't
That's
we?
right, it does.
Yeah. And there's just two things before we jump into a teabag quote. Was pivot in your day. Be okay to pivot. Be
Yeah,
okay to pivot and if you don't know what to pivot is, go to 2020. That's all I'm saying. Go to 2020 when your world went and everything changed.
All did the big pivot.
And the world pivoted. The world pivoted. So pivot in your day. And then the last one I'm just going to give before we jump into our teabag quotes is you are the boss of you.
Yes. Yep. You are the boss of you.
Yes.
There's no more need to think on that one. You are.
No, that's it. End of, mic drop,
Yep. So we have 2 teabag quotes. Let's see which order I want to do them. Well, we'll do this one. First one is relate to your greatness and not to your weakness.
Oh.
Isn't that good?
Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah. Relate to your greatness and not to your weakness. And then the other one is the essence of life is to communicate love.
Oh.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh.
That was that's in alignment with what we were saying, eh? We all think differently, but we can love the same.
Oh, love the same, yeah. Oh, that's a nice one. Well, listeners, there we go. That's a goodie from overthinking to peace. From overthinking to peace.
Yeah.
And how to trust yourself again. So I'm going to end you with a question, listeners, and that is, if you completely trusted yourself today, what decision would you finally make?
Ooh.
I know. It's a simple question, but the answer can literally change the direction of your life.
It could.
It's
Wowzers,
quite a...
That's a big one. I like it.
What decision would you finally make? And I'm going to make a decision today. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm like, oh, okay, what am I uncertain on? What am I going to make? Yeah. So if you completely trusted yourself, what decision would you finally make? Ooh la la.
I like that. Remember, of course, that you are the boss of you.
That's right. You are the boss of you.
So you can trust yourself.
Yeah. And hand on heart when it starts going. But don't overthink this question, people.
No.
Can I just say don't overthink it?
Let it come from your heart.
That's right.
Hand on the heart. Because it's there. It's there.
Yeah. Beautiful. Back to the very first tip, heart coherent again.
Yep.
So thank you, listeners, for listening to us. Thank you for the feedback that I'm in preparation that you're going to provide us with what worked, what didn't, what's your favorite strategy for today. We are here for you, and we are here to help you clearly today from overthinking to peace and how to trust yourself again. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Moira. Thank you, Internet.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Internet.
Thank you. And here we go. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for continuing to show up and evolving in this world. We are here for you. Love and gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear Deb. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, Internet. I'm grateful. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.